Here's how I made a reality shifting storyline in The Sims 4. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually a very big fan of the Sims franchise. It's basically a life simulation game where you get to create your own stories, choose how your characters, aka your Sims, grow up, etc., and what life path they have. You're basically creating your desired reality in the game. Not gonna let that one slide. I know that was a bad joke, but nonetheless. I have over 3 Sims worlds with 3 different me's, with different families, and different storylines. If you guys really want a video on the backstory of my 2 other previous worlds, I will gladly do it. However, this video is mainly going to be focused on my current Sim, given he's a reality shifter. Which is why I put him in the middle. But don't get me wrong, those other me's did help him shift. Before I say anything else, I'm gonna give 3 of us names. My current Sim is called Shifter Justin. We'll call me in the black OG Justin, since he was my first ever Sim. Had good memories in his world as well. Oh man. Yeah. I love my 2 other Sims, bro, but OG Justin was definitely the first, man. So he'll always have a special place in my heart. We'll call the me in the blue Justin 2. Alright, we'll call him Justin 2. Here's the lore with Shifter Justin. Justin started out as a teen who lived in Willow Creek. He lived with both his mom and his dad. He and his dad didn't have the best relationship because, according to him, Justin was a quote unquote lazy kid who doesn't do anything, and a kid who doesn't live up to his expectations. He had a decent relationship with his mom, except his mom would always take dad's side and would do nothing to protect her kid. His mom's name was Sarah and his dad's name was Dusty. Dusty was never like a good father at all. And Sarah is a very hypocritical mother. Later on in the story, of course, Dusty and Sarah ended up having another kid, which of course pissed off Justin, which made him want to do nothing with either both of them anymore. But yeah, that was a little side event I just told you guys that happened later on in the story. But back to the lore. Then one day, his dad kicked Justin out. No, not his dad, I'm sorry. Then one day, Dusty kicked Justin out from the house, and Sarah co signed it and was alright with that. And they basically just kicked him out. Justin had no place to stay, and he was basically all alone, pretty much. But thankfully, he wasn't homeless, given he had $24,000, which were his life savings, and he spent all of that to get a house. Then he started living on his own. At first, he worked 9 to 5 jobs, which never made him enough money to pursue his passions, but it was only enough to get by. His mom Sarah came to visit him time to time, but his dad Dusty was dead to him, and vice versa. Forever. He tried to get into the dating game, but the first girl, named Zoe Potel, he talked to, ended up ghosting him after never showing up to their date that she agreed to go on with them. He eventually confronted her about it the next day, but then she made up a fake excuse, saying oh she was busy and stuff or her phone wasn't working. Yeah, all that shit was capped, so he just moved on. All was well and fine though, because he ended up meeting a beautiful blonde named Summer Holiday, who he knew was the one for him at first sight. She would be the girl he ended up dating and ended up marrying. She moved into his house with them. They enjoyed a childless life as a married couple for a while until eventually Justin got Summer pregnant and they had their first child. Summer gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Noah. Noah Holiday. Everything was looking up for Justin, right? For sure. Until 2 days later, after the birth of their kid. It was just a normal day and everything. They got up, did their morning routine. He and Summer ended up having a conversation. But then, out of nowhere, Summer ended up having a seizure, which ended up killing her. Justin begged to the Grim Reaper, literally, after he came down, to bring her back, but the Grim Reaper said no and just took her soul away. Justin was entirely crushed. The tragedy of his wife was very life altering and sad. Justin spent days grieving because now Noah would grow up without a mom, and he wasn't ready to raise him on his own. He cried for help. Then one day, out of nowhere, reality glitched, and he saw a guy who looked just like him. Justin saw a guy who looked just like him come into the house, and he got scared as fuck. It was OG Justin. OG Justin's intuition sensed that Shifter Justin needed help. Wasn't long after that. Wasn't long after that until Justin 2 arrives. All three of them are from different realities, but their intuition connects them all together. Yep, my Sims world is basically just a multiverse. It's a hologram. Shifter Justin vents to both OG Justin and Justin 2 about his tragedy of his wife. Around this time, OG Justin had the best life out of the three, but Justin 2 understands what Shifter Justin was talking about completely, since he himself experienced tragedy. He lost his son, who was just a child starting out in elementary school. Justin 2's child's name was Zach. It was gonna take time, but OG Justin ended up scripting a waiting room where they were all gonna group shift together. But until then, all these guys all bonded with each other. They played fight, joke around, and even OG Justin and Justin 2's wives were bonding with each other. And so were their kids. There were touching moments, of course, where you saw Justin 2 like basically holding Noah because Noah was a baby at the time, and then that was just so heartwarming. But you could feel his pain as well. Poetically, OG Justin's wife and Shifter Justin's wife are variants of each other. OG Justin's wife of Summer Holiday, OG Justin's version of Summer Holiday is more rebellious, where Shifter Justin's Summer Holiday is more innocent and caring. At night, all three Justins ended up going out to get a drink together. And after that, OG Justin broke out the good news. The waiting room script was already done. Then they all ended up group shifting to it. The waiting room was a goth mansion. What was in the mansion was a crystal that could grant only one wish. Shifter Justin made a wish that he could shift to a reality where Summer is still alive. A better alternate CR, basically. He and OG Justin, and Justin too, ended up saying their goodbyes to each other. saying it was nice knowing them, and he thanked them so much for their help. OG Justin and Justin 2 shift back to their CRs, and Shifter Justin successfully shifts to his desired reality, where Summer didn't die. So, what is Shifter Justin up to these days? He and Summer ended up living a good life, and even welcomed a second child, named Kelvin Holiday. Both Noah and Kelvin grew up close, and they were all a happy family of four. Justin got super rich eventually and became a millionaire, which meant he got a new house, which was a mansion in Newcrest, and even started his own town there. Justin and Summer are still going strong to this day, and Noah and Kelvin are now teenagers, and they are closer than ever. The end.